What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Weer, and today we are going to talk about a brand new movie called Air. Now, Air is a movie about a shoe deal. That's right. They found a way to make a movie about Michael Jordan signing with Nike. And at first I was like, that's the premise of the movie? Really? About a company becoming a billion-dollar company and Michael Jordan making $400 million a year off of Nike? That's what they're going to make a movie about? All right. But then I saw that Ben Affleck is directing. I saw that Ben Affleck is starring. I saw that Matt Damon is starring. I saw Viola Davis is starring. And I saw that Jason Bateman is starring. And oh my God, the performances those four give are worth the price of admission alone. And the story's actually pretty interesting. So, Air. Let's do the review.
You got a name for it?
Air Jordan.
I don't know.
Seriously?
Maybe it'll grow on me.
And so, guys, Air, it's directed by Ben Affleck. Like I said before, it stars Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Viola Davis, Jason Bateman, and that's going to be a like of mine down the road because these four give such an incredible performance. But what is the movie about? Well, it's about Michael Jordan signing with Nike. That's it. Like, it's about Michael Jordan signing with Nike in the 80s and the steps that Nike had to go through just to get him to sign with them. He wanted a car. He wanted certain money guaranteed. And then his mom had a few things that she wanted as well. And she really set up her son for life. And it's kind of a beautiful story. And that's pretty much the setup I can give you for this movie. I mean, it's a shoe deal. So I don't feel like I can give you that much more of a plot synopsis. However, we can go into my likes and my dislikes. And I'm going to start with my dislike in this movie. And that is that if you're not a basketball fan, if you don't know about Michael Jordan, maybe you've been living under a rock and you've never seen him perform, then this movie won't be as exciting for you, I don't feel like. That's a very, very minimal amount of people because most people know the Michael Jordan story. But there's little details in the story that I didn't know that actually made the movie very interesting. And I think that non-basketball fans can like this movie. So I don't want to knock the movie for that. But I will say that just like, I don't know, they were building up Michael coming out of college. But if you don't know too much about that time in history or in Michael's history, then it's just not as exciting, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's how I feel. So there's my only dislike. Let's get into my likes for this movie because it really starts with the acting. Oh my God. Matt Damon sells his character so well. Ben Affleck sells his so well. Viola Davis is extremely compelling. Maybe the best acting in this movie comes out of her. And then, of course, you've got Jason Bateman, who can always deliver those lines when you need them.
Well, no one's gonna top that.
Those kind of lines. The score for this movie is also fantastic. The movie's set in the 80s, so you get those 80s theme songs the entire time. Anytime somebody hops in the car, turns the radio on, you get an 80s song, and it's so much fun. It was such a better time for music, so it's just a really cool soundtrack they have with this movie. Since we're on the 80s, I will say that I like the 80s feeling in this movie. At one point, Matt Damon has to go make a call, and he has to go over to a payphone and make the call, and there's just something just pure about that moment. Like, he didn't have a cell phone. He didn't have the ability to just dial his phone, figure out what's going on, maybe look at Facebook while he's talking to somebody. No, he was locked in on that call on a payphone. And it just, I don't know, there's something I love about that time. So anytime a movie's set in the 80s and then you have all that 80s nostalgia music going on, it works for me. And finally, I really like the story of this movie. Yeah, it's about a shoe deal, but it's about so much more than that. It's about a mother's love for her son. She knows her son's worth. She knows how much he is going to be able to build for that brand of Nike. And so she fights for him. She fights for absolutely everything she can get for him, to the point where last year alone, Michael Jordan, according to the movie stats, just to be clear, because I didn't go look this up afterwards, but it says that last year alone, he makes $400 million off of Nike, and that's fantastic. His mom set that up for him. So there's a lot of heart in this movie, and then you see the Matt Damon character struggling to get him to sign. Nobody else really believes in him. Jason Bateman's like, hey, it may not be worth everybody's jobs here. And you've kind of gone around the system to get to Michael Jordan, and so it might not be worth it for everybody here. And then on the other side, you've got Ben Affleck, who is not only directing this movie, but he stars in this movie, and he is the head of Nike, and he's like, I don't know. And And he really just wants to impress the shareholders, and he doesn't really want to take a risk with Michael Jordan, but Matt Damon has that feeling. He wants everyone to take that risk with him, and ultimately, obviously, they do take that risk with him, but getting there, that journey, that storytelling, they found a way to make it compelling. Like, we all know Michael Jordan did take the deal with Nike, but somehow throughout this movie, I was like, is he going to take the Adidas deal? Like, that's how it felt. Like, they did a really good job really stringing you along and showing you what it took to get that massive talent to Nike. Overall, guys, I will say that Air is a really fun time. I had a great time with it. I love that 80s feel, that nostalgia. It really tugs at me. And look, I know it's early, but I hope that some of the people that acted in this movie, specifically Viola Davis and Matt Damon, they get nominated down the line for an Oscar for these performances, because I think these performances were great. I think this movie will be, in my opinion, the feel-good movie of the year, the movie that makes me leave the theater smiling. Like, I just had a great time with this movie, and I think you will too if you go check it out. But that's my review for Air, guys. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like and the share button. If you have seen Air and you've got thoughts and comments, put those in the comment section down below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. And finally, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that, because I got a lot of content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Just realized during the review that I was actually wearing a pair of Nikes. Yeah, they almost went bankrupt at one point. And they signed Michael Jordan. And they had enough money to buy Converse. So, yeah, I didn't know that either. So, I learned a lot. Oh, if you want to watch more of my movie reviews, you can check right there to see all my 2022 reviews, or right there to see all my 2023 reviews. Thanks for watching.